In today's video, we're going to be running through my team selection ahead of Game Week 3 for Fantasy EFL. We're also going to run through all the key data you need to make the best decisions this game week. Now, before we dive into today's video, I just want to say that if you do enjoy the Fantasy EFL content on the channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comment section if you do want this series to continue going. Right, let's start off with my Game Week 2 team. It went okay in the end. We didn't do, immense, but we still got a pretty decent score. Also improved our rank. We are now up to 3,500 as well, which is very, very decent, to be honest. Let's run through the picks that went well and obviously highlight some of the ones that didn't go so well. Vitinho, I said on Twitter, I said in the video last week, he was basically a little bit of a cheat code, a winger playing as a defender on the game. Managed to pick up an assist. Burnley with high projected clean sheets as well last week, so he picked up 10 points. He was our highest scoring player. We captained the right player last week, so a big plus in our regards. Hellick for Huddersfield, they conceded in the 96th minute, giving away a penalty, so that one was honestly heartbreaking. It could have been a great week. We could have ventured into the top 2.5k, I think it was, but unfortunately they didn't manage to keep that clean sheet. Same goes for Kelly Dunn. He came away with just one assist, but Mansfield created 3 XG in that game, absolutely battered Burton. DKD hit the post as well and created so many opportunities for Will Evans and Gregory up front, and it just didn't quite work out. On another day, we come away with a mega haul, but still happy to take the 7 points. Crowley, fantastic 7 points. Didn't even get an attacking return in the game. Was just very consistent with key passes, interceptions, and had a couple shots on target as well. Up front, we went for Ellis Sims and Andy Cook. Ellis Sims picked up an assist. I did go for the wrong forward. Should have gone for Haji Wright. He looks absolutely immense. So when Coventry have a decent set of fixtures again, we will be dabbling with him because he looks phenomenal. But did pick up an assist in the end. But again, I did go the wrong way. Andy Cook, massively frustrating. Didn't kind of do anything in the game and only got a yellow card, so come away with 1 point. We got our 2 teams right as well in Burnley and Coventry. It would have been nice if Coventry had kept a clean sheet, but both teams winning, both teams scoring over 2 goals as well, so 9 and 7 points from our teams that we identified last week is pretty good going. That was my Game Week 2 score. Let's go and look at some data for Game Week 3 and also my team selection. First up, we're going to take a look at team data. Obviously, this is going to be dependent on where we look for players and, of course, where we're looking for our teams for this game week. Starting off with clean sheet percentages. As you can see, there are kind of, I'd say, 3 teams that are really clear at the top this week. It is Middlesbrough, it is Huddersfield, and it is Doncaster Rovers. I think all 3 are definitely worth investment in the back line, to be honest. And as we'll see from my team, we have dabbled in a few of their assets. Huddersfield, again, were very, very close to keeping one last week. Obviously, it did, just right at the end fall away, which is unfortunate. Doncaster conceded 3 away last week, but they are playing Morecambe at home, so you would imagine they're a safe bet for a clean sheet for this week. And then Middlesbrough at home against Portsmouth. Again, feels like it should be a very, very safe clean sheet, to be honest. Bradford saw out a 0-0 in their last game, so again, 41.7, definitely worth a little bit of investment. There's also a few teams around that 40 mark that potentially could be worth a little bit of consideration, but I think after that point, not really any teams I would be looking to kind of invest in for defensive or from kind of, picking a side as well. Moving on to the projected goals data, I absolutely love this one. Again, if you want to go and check any of this out, I do a full guide every single week, talk about my top players, projected goals, clean sheet, all of that over on my Twitter as well. So make sure you are giving me a follow. Again, link to that in the description, or it is right above my head right there. So just go and follow me on Twitter if you want to see more EFL fantasy stuff. This is projected goals for this week. Again, we're seeing a similar theme with the sides Doncaster, Huddersfield, and Middlesbrough. Again, Bradford as well also entering this list for projected goals for this week. So if you are looking for some teams to potentially load up on with high percentage chance of wins, high percentage chance of clean sheet, and projected goals as well, these would be the teams that I'm looking for. Again, when you are scouting out your players this week, again, I would be looking at some of these teams to go and pick up your players from as well, especially with Huddersfield and Doncaster clear at the top. The bookmakers are fancying them to go and get a couple of goals this weekend, so their attacking assets very much on the menu. So for me, go and take a look. Interestingly though, we are going to look at some players for anytime scoring data next, so let's go and take a look. Interestingly, for game week 3, anytime goal scoring data, Andy Cook again tops the list. He was top last week. He did blank, which was very, very unfortunate. But again, the bookmakers are fancying Bradford to go and get a couple goals at home this week. He, again, is a bagsman at this level. He does know how to find the back of the net, and it would not surprise me. They can't keep putting him top and him not scoring a goal. So I think, again, he could be a worthwhile investment. Just be wary, though, he does like a little bit of a yellow card. Billy Sharp and Joe Ironside are in here. I mean, they're not the two players I would be looking at from Doncaster. We'll talk about my favourite pick from their side. But again, if you are looking for a forward that could see decent minutes, one of those two will start. Again, high projected data for Doncaster to go and get some goals this week against Morecambe, and, you know, up there close to 50% for any time goal scoring data. Alfie May, despite, you know, not the easiest fixture on paper for Birmingham this week away, he has managed to get himself 2 goals already. Again, very, very high percentage chance of him scoring any time. Emmanuel Latte Lat, the thumbnail man, I'm feeling quite keen on this one. Again, we might see him in the team selection in a little while. Same goes for Will Grigg as well. Might maybe be in the team selection. I really like both of these players. I think they've got good chance of goal scoring progression. And if you look at some of the way they play football, they also pick up quite a few key passes points as well. So definitely some interesting players on this list. After that, though, there are some other anomalies. I think Sam Cosgrove is probably the only other player I would maybe highlight out of this list. The rest, though, probably a little bit mid, and I would be looking towards some of the more top-end players. But that was the data. Let me know if you disagree or agree with any of that in the comments section. And let's move on to my team for Game Week 3. Wasting no time, let's dive straight into the team itself. First off, let's start off with my goalkeeper pick. It is going to be Pandor. Again, Huddersfield are up there for clean sheet data. We did this last week. It didn't quite work out. The week before, again, it's not really worked out so far, picking the goalkeepers with the best clean sheet data, but we are going to persist with it. He, this week, has a 40% chance of a clean sheet as well. Has only conceded 2 goals and has had to make plenty of saves, averaging 4 points over his opening 2 games. Millwall as well have been quite fruitful in front of goal, so I imagine he could pick up a couple save points. Again, if we go with that 40% chance of a clean sheet as well, could be onto something here. But again, goalkeepers in any sort of fantasy game usually are getting 2 to 11 points. If you're picking up a goalkeeper with a mega haul, great, but it's really hard to find a decent one. So if we can get one that just manages to keep a clean sheet or a couple save points along the way, we are going to be very, very happy. Let's move on into our back line. We're going to start off first with Matt Clark. I think both him and Luke Ayling are fantastic picks for this week. A 46.5% chance of a clean sheet. One of the top teams for clean sheet percentages for Middlesbrough this week with a home fixture against Portsmouth. Despite them losing 1-0 to Derby last week, they only managed to concede 3 shots in that game, and the goal that Derby scored was just an error that led to the goal. So again, you wouldn't imagine that's going to happen every single week, and I would back Middlesbrough to keep a clean sheet. The bookies do as well, and the reason I've gone for Matt Clark over Ayling is he does just pick up a few more tackles and interceptions kind of over the course of the opening 2 game weeks. So slight margins. I think there's like 1 point in it between the 2 of them. Both are great options, both worth some consideration this week. Next up is going to be Brad Halliday. Now he's a little bit more attacking, plays as a wing back for Bradford. Again, we spoke about their home game against Bromley. Definitely an appetizing one on the menu. 0.19 goal involvement per 90 last season, and with a 41.7% chance of a clean sheet for Bradford, I back them to do quite well at home. I would be shocked if Bromley win, but we could be here sat with egg on our face next week. Again, though, we are looking for those defenders that do have that little bit of something extra alongside the clean sheets, and I feel both of these with tackles for Clark and Halliday with that kind of attacking potential could offer us that this game week. Right, let's move on into our midfield, and as you can see, we've had a little bit of a change. Every week so far, we've gone for the 2-2-2. I've kind of been looking at the data. I've been seeing that strikers don't score as well as midfielders, and I feel if you find the creative midfielders for the sides when they've got good fixtures, these guys like DKD, Crowley, Willis, Molyneux here, these guys are picking up passing points. They're also, you know, involved in the goals. They take a lot of the set pieces as well. This to me seems like the way to go. A freer midfield and bank one striker who's got a high probability of scoring this week. So we're going to start off with Molyneux, a 36.4% chance of scoring any time. The first game week he picked up 19 points with 2 goals and assist. The second game week, despite picking up no attacking returns, managed to still get himself 6 points. He is a set piece master as well for this Doncaster side. side, a home fixture. We're backing him to do well. He was my boy in game week 1, a super differential. A lot of people went for him last week. It didn't quite work out, but still managed to get those points despite no attacking returns. Again, I'm feeling very bullish on this one. High percentage chance of a goal. Also, even if he doesn't get the goal, he's still going to be ticking along with the passes, shots on target, all that good stuff. I think he is an exceptional captain for game week 3. Crowley, again, I mentioned him last week. Again, we're going with him. They've got Grimsby, a very strong percentage chance of goals for Notts County and a win. 30.8% chance of scoring any time. 6th highest for projected goals as well with Notts County. And a 0.59 goal involvement per 90 last season. Didn't pick one up this last game week. So my guess is he should hopefully pick one up this week. Let's wait and see. Obviously, the game week deadline this week is on a Thursday, so just beware of that. Notts County Grimsby does play on a Thursday, so make sure you are getting your team locked and loaded for that Thursday deadline. And then we have Ben Wills, Huddersfield's kind of top scorer at the moment, top goal involvement as well. 2 goals, 1 assist. I've never actually heard of this guy before. Looks like he's a bit of a gem in League One, to be honest. Previous times has been playing Rotherham. Shrewsbury have started the season dreadfully. Peterborough absolutely carved them at their place last week. Ben Wills seems like the best option for me personally. He's top of chances created, top of XG as well for Huddersfield. I'm not too keen on their forward, so I've gone with him. Hopefully he can deliver the goods. It is a little bit of a gamble, but we are backing him. I'm backing Huddersfield as well to do quite well this week. Finishing up, it is going to be our one forward. It is going to be Borough's top scorer last season. Also, Borough, one of the top teams for projected goals. And, you know, Latte Lat with a 42.1% chance of scoring any time. And the thing I said, like I liked about him, is he does pick up key passing points as well. So if he manages to get a goal, couple key passes, couple shots on target, we are looking at a pretty steady haul for a striker as well. Will Grigg is another forward who fits that mould as well, has been doing quite well for key passes and for the goals as well. Chesterfield very much on that projected goal list as well, so it could be a late decision which way I go, but I think for now I am going to stick with the big man Latte Lat. Right, let's move on to our 2 teams, and I feel if obviously you looked at the last section with the projected data for goals and clean sheets, I feel this one is fairly obvious as well. Both Doncaster and Huddersfield, they've got great home fixtures. They've also got high percentage chances of winning in game week 3, so for me represent great options. Obviously this is a change in formation, something we've not done before, but I am very hopeful. I'm feeling very confident that this could be the way. It starts to break us into that top 1k hopefully, and you never know. We'll be back next week as always with more Fantasy EFL content. Like I said, if you do enjoy this kind of content on the channel, it is obviously a regular weekly video. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and let me know in the comment section if you've got any questions. But thank you very much for watching today, ladies and gentlemen, and good luck in game week 3.